the Mega Yarn Yoshi here, as well as the normal Yarn Yoshi, and then the Smash Brothers and the Mario Kart Yoshis as well. Welcome to Family Gamer TV. Now I want to have one more look at the Nintendo 3DS. This is the new 3DS. Just through the features and functions that you may not have already heard of, that you may not be aware the 3DS offers. There's a few loose ends for us to tidy up, so let's get into it. First of all, the 3DS has this super stable 3D. So if I show you the front of this, you can see at the top there's the camera, but then just next to the camera there is an infrared sensor. Now that projects a little infrared grid onto your face and reads it back, which means that the 3DS can see which way you're looking. So when you're using the 3D mode on the new 3DS as opposed to a standard 3DS, it can track you and it keeps that 3D absolutely super stable. Now this is a feature you can turn on or off in the settings. If you want to do that, turning it off will save a bit of battery life because it takes a bit of energy to keep that locked in. But for me, it makes a massive difference to how the 3D looks. It makes it much easier to play. It does all that work for you. So nice feature there. Along with that, there's also an auto brightness feature on the new 3DS and new 3DS XL that lets the system look at the light in your room and then adjust the screen accordingly. This not only means it's easy to see what's on the screen, but it also means that it can save battery life because it can dim the screen down when you're in a darker environment because it doesn't need to be quite so bright. Now if we hop across to the eShop, as we have said previously, this is a nice way to buy games without having to go into a store, and also there's some nice budget titles there as well. In particular, if we just go across to the applications section, you can see there's a whole bunch of sort of non-game applications. First of these, Pokemon Art Academy, is a drawing tool. Now it sounds like it's quite sort of gamified, but actually it does teach you some proper drawing techniques, and that's all focused around Pokemon. There's also an Art Academy, a new Art Academy that again teaches you proper drawing. And this is more of a classic sort of sketching, painting, and general artistic technique. So again, that's a nice one. Now one that I would really recommend that many people don't seem to have come across is the Colours 3D. This is a really nice, slick, sort of electronic drawing experience. So it's not trying to teach you classic art skills with a pen and pencil, but it's trying to use the 3DS to its full capacity to help create loads of really nice drawings. And the way it does this is really instinctive. I really like the controls, and also in 3D now this uses the depth aspect of the 3DS to again give your creations that unique feel. You can then share those pictures online, and you can also play back your drawing so you can see how it was constructed, and equally you can download other people's drawings and play those back to see how other artists are creating. And that's a really nice addition, I think, because it helps kids see not only the end product of a painting, but how someone got there. And uncovering the mystery behind that, I think, is a really valuable tool. Other applications include the Korg DSN12, the Korg M01D synth, which get you into the sort of synthesizer music creation. There's comic workshops where you can create your own comics and paintings, and something we've looked at before with the Phonics Fun with Biff, Chip and Kipper. Now if you're in the UK and your child is in primary school, in the infants, they'll be using these books to learn how to read with the phonics approach to reading and spelling, and these apps match those books exactly with the same characters, and again that's a really nice crossover. Now along with these apps, you of course have got the backwards compatibility. With the slot in the front will let you play any of your DS games, and we've got some of our favourites on the shelf behind us, and they really are some classic games. Hunt through the bargain bins or look online at those top lists. Some ones that I would recommend I've just got here. Elite Beat Agents is brilliant. Zelda Phantom Hourglass, massive fan of that. Solar to Robo Red the Hunter is a really niche but nice adventure experience. Played that hours and hours. Ghost Trick, Phantom Detective and Okami Den, again really hot titles. So there's loads to choose from. Do some research and find out which ones will suit your family. But another aspect of the 3DS which many people don't, I think, appreciate is that it is actually a great device for multiplayer. Of course, on the one system you play on your own, but if you've got a bunch of them in the home, whether they are the new 3DS, 3DS XL, or new 3DS XL, any of them, or the 2DS as well, then you can use those to play collaborative or competitive games. Now, we've already talked about doing that with the likes of Mario Kart 7. What we didn't mention is that that will accommodate up to 8 players, and with a download play feature, only one of you needs to own the kart, so that's some great value there. Sonic All-Stars Racing and Steel Diver also offer an 8-player mode, and of course Super Smash Brothers on the 3DS you can play with 4 players. So really nice way to compete in the home, and equally you can all be in different rooms of the house and play against each other, which is something my kids seem to like doing, because they can't see each other in the room, but they can obviously play against each other on the screen from their separate bedrooms. As we've mentioned before, there's that download cart play, so when one person has the game, it means that other people can play it on their 3DS without actually owning it themselves. Of course, we mentioned about Mario Kart 7, you can do a download play there. One limitation is that the people who are downloading don't get as wide a choice of the karts, but equally they can play any of the courses and race, and it's a really competitive, nice experience. Zelda Triforce Heroes has that as well, with more of a focus on collaborative play, the 3 players working together, and again you don't need to own the kart, just one of you can do that and the others can download the game. But the list goes on in terms of download play titles. Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon is a great one. The main experience is single player, and of course you need to own the kart to play that, but there's a multiplayer mode where you team up to hunt the ghosts with 4 other players, and again you can do a download kart version of that, so one of you owns the cartridge and the other 3 then download and can play along as well. Then of course Mario Tennis Open on the 3DS, you can do that download play option, get onto the tennis court and play with up to 4 players with 1 copy of the game. Now finally, one nice aspect of the new 3DS in particular, you don't get this on the other versions, are these cover plates. Now you can change the front and back so that it looks how you want it to, and it really gives it a fresh feel. But as well as that, when you've done that, it means you can also apply themes to the look of the interior, the screens and layout of the 3DS as well, so it matches the front. So I've got a sort of papercraft Kirby cover plate on here, but I've also applied a theme, and that matches, so you get a nice all-round feel. You've got Kirby papercraft on the menus and on the top screen, and equally you've got it on the front and back of the console as well. And I think that's a nice touch. But before we go, I should just mention who is sat here. We've got our little collection of Yoshis, and if you have spotted, we've got the Mega Yarn Yoshi here, as well as the normal Yarn Yoshi, and then the Smash Brothers and the Mario Kart Yoshis as well. And I thought it worth mentioning that all of these different Amiibo Yoshis work with the 3DS. So if you are playing, say, Super Smash Brothers on the 3DS, you can use any of these to bring in a Yoshi character, and they will all function in the same way. So I think that's a nice addition to what you can do on the 3DS. If you've got a new 3DS or a new 3DS XL, it has that feature built in. If you haven't, you can just buy that NFC peripheral that lets you access that functionality. But each of these, whether it's the Mega Yarn Yoshi, the normal size one, or either of our 2 plastic figurine Yoshis, they'll all do that functionality, and there's some charts online where you can see what you can do with each of your Amiibo, and that's worth checking out, particularly if you're looking at buying some new ones for Christmas. So there you go, that's our final look at the 3DS. So hopefully we've uncovered some features and some functions of the system that you haven't heard of before, because there's quite a lot to it, and hopefully that has informed your shopping at this time of year and your choosing of what system and what upgrades you want to get. That's what we've got time for on Family Gamer TV today. Now, we'll be in the comments. Do let us know how you play your 3DS, and what are your favourite games, what are your favourite features. We'll be in there answering and replying just as soon as this video goes live.